Black Ops Cold War League Play. Wow, what a terrible mode. Before we get into this though, make sure you leave a like and subscribe for more content like this, and don't worry as it's always free to subscribe and you can always unsubscribe later. But getting back into it, League Play. The competitive mode in COD, which first off, I'm surprised they actually put it in this game when pubs already feel like a competitive mode, but pretty much this League Play is the Black Ops 4 system, which if you weren't there for that, then good for you, but it is by far the worst competitive system I've ever seen in any games, and it's just a copy and paste from Black Ops 4 into Cold War. And like I assume, not a single person I know or have seen likes this system at all. Now, ranks in this game, let me try and explain them because truthfully, it took me a while to fully understand this mode, and I still don't even understand this mode that much, but pretty much there are 5 ranks. Competitor, which is the bottom 50% of players, Advanced, which is the top 50% of players, Expert, which is the top 30% of players, Elite, which is the top 15% of players, and Masters, which are the top 2% of players. Now, you play 5 games to get assigned a rank, then you get put into a ladder. In this ladder, your goal is to get first, or pretty much however high you can get, and when that ladder ends after 3 or so days, you get gems. These gems are then used to rank you up in your level in League Play, not your ranks, your level. Now, there's also a bunch of other cosmetic stuff that comes with this, like if you get first place, you get a flame around your level and your level becomes gold instead of bronze, and just a bunch of other stuff, but that doesn't matter currently. So, back to these 5 ranks. You get assigned whichever one it might be, right? Well, congrats, that's your rank. Do you know how every other competitive game you can increase or lower your rank? Well, in this game, you can't. It's a set rank until the ladder is over, then you have to play another placement match, and you get re-ranked to whatever it might be. And you might be thinking, the better you do as a player and a teammate, and whatever you do to win will increase your rank, but no, it's based on score per minute. That means you could be a terrible player and get placed in a rank way too high for you. Also, I should mention these ranks are busted and mean literally nothing to this game at all. I have 2 reasons for that. 1, once you get put into a ladder, I tended to find a plethora of other ranks in there as well, just all kinds from Masters, Elite, Advanced, Competitive. It's just, I find random ranks always in my ladder for some whatever reason, and they might have fixed it by now, but I don't know as I currently stopped playing, but your rank literally means nothing for your ladder to my knowledge. Then 2, the ranks aren't assigned to you properly. For example, on my first ladder when League Play first came out, I got my ranked, and I got Competitor. Yes, bottom 50%, and we won 4 out of our 5 placements. And now, I'm not saying I'm the greatest COD player ever, but I'm fairly confident I'm not bottom 50% bad. Now, after this ladder though, and we had to do another placement match, can you guess my new rank? I'll even put the ranks on screen again so you could just assume what I got. Alright, got your guess? Well, did you guess Masters? Exactly. I went from the bottom 50% to the top 2% in a matter of 4 days. I cannot tell you how that happened. For example, when I did that placement game, I was on Moscow S&D and we lost, and honestly, I didn't do that great. I did alright, but nothing special. I think I barely went positive, had maybe 1 or 2 bomb plants and defuse, and I was like middle of the scoreboard. I did very mediocre, and I got that high of a rank when those 4 placements match, or I guess 5 because we lost 1, but those 5 that we just played when I got the Competitor, I did much better, so I cannot tell you what's going on here. But let's just forget about this, so skip ahead a few days. New placement. I get Elite this time. However, in my placement, again, it was coincidentally Moscow S&D, but this time I had the least amount of deaths, most kills out of everyone in the entire game lobby, most bomb plants, most defuses, and I was in top 5 from the previous ladder, my Master ladder, and I was facing Masters that I beat. The reason I bring this up is because I was playing with a friend who was also Master that he did worse than me in that match and was lower in his ladder than I was, and he still got Masters again, yet I deranked. It's busted. I cannot tell you how any of these ranks work at all, and best of all, I have played several matches with random teammates that are ranked Elite or Master, and they just suck. Just plain and simple. They just suck and have no idea what they're doing. I have had teammates in Masters that could not win any gunfight and had some of the worst aim I've ever seen. Teammates that are high ranks that can't play S&D right, and they are just lost running around scared, not planting the bomb when they know they have a free site, and whatever else it might be. And don't get me wrong, it's not like just good players that are just choking and don't know what they're doing. It's like you could genuinely tell they are bad players. It's just one of the things that if you watch them, you could tell, okay, you should not be placed this high. You should be probably advanced at most. So in this game, ranks don't mean anything, as I have seen some of the worst players in these high ranks. But overall, I despise this league play system, and waiting for 3 months for it, it would have just been better if they just left it out, honestly. It is such an awful system that I gave up on in less than a week, and one thing I left out is how league play is more casual than pubs. How can you possibly make a competitive mode more casual than the casual mode? It's mind-boggling to me that you can somehow mess up a competitive system so much that the casual public lobbies are more competitive than it. Also, how do you mess it up? You already have SBMM in the game, we all know it, and it's super strict that can read your every movement from how you play to your aim, to pair you against similar players so you get the whatever experience they want out of you. But it's in the game, just copy and paste it and put ranks to it. How can you mess it up? I understand, like, there's a pandemic going around, you might not have time for this, but if you already made the whole new system to put in this game, and you know people don't like the Black Ops 4 system, why take the Black Ops 4 system and put it over when you can put the new system in that no one likes, but we know it works very well, and that's the reason we don't like it, and put that in? It's just, I will never understand why they would do this. And yes, I do understand they said Black Ops 4 was the most played league ever, and that's because at the time, Black Ops 4 was the most played COD, and just the highest grossing COD. Everyone was playing that COD, it's new COD, and COD grows every year, so obviously it's going to be the most played league play, versus like Black Ops 2, which, don't get me wrong, wasn't the greatest league play, but miles better than this one. But Black Ops 2, you had millions of less of players playing that game because COD wasn't as big as a time, whereas in Black Ops 4 you had almost probably around 10 or so million people playing that game, versus Black Ops 2, which you might have had like 5 or 6. So obviously that's going to be the most played competitive system in the game. It's the most recent one, the most people are playing, so that's not really an argument Treyarch could bring up to why this is a good league play system. But I just cannot understand how they messed up this competitive system so much. But overall, I just can't understand how you mess up this competitive system this much. So hopefully they can overhaul it, as people have made it very clear that we do not care for the system. And even Vandahar on Twitter has made it very clear that he knows we don't like it and he wants to change it. But chances are it's not going to change at all. So another COD with a terrible league play system. Anyway, if you did enjoy the video, a like is greatly appreciated and a sub means even more. But until then, see ya.